Hey y'all, how's it going? My name is Vi, and I am coming at you from a snapshot today, the most recent snapshot 23W42A. And they have added crafters to the game. I wanted to play around with the redstone a little bit, and I came up with an auto compacting setup for either iron farms or gold farms or whatever. And behind me, I have actually set up a little bit of a simulation for a gold farm. I'm aware it's in the overworld. I didn't really want to deal with, nether. Basically, what I have behind me here is a little bit of a setup for some command blocks. They're just running off the same clock here. Almost none of this is necessary to actually use and or build this autocrafter setup right here. In its simplest form, it is actually this. It's 2 wide tileable triple hopper speed. And basically all you have to do is run items over the top of it. And since it uses this hopper minecart to divide the items between the 3 different hoppers here, you can put it in a water stream like this, or you can place it over slime block pushers like this if you're in the nether. But yeah, basically this thing will pick up the items through the block. As long as they are aligned to this side of the block here, they will be picked up by that hopper. Now, one limitation I do want to preface before we get too far into this is that nothing else can enter this system. Otherwise, it will break it. It can only take on whatever you're trying to compact down. So something you have to take into account is sorting for things like rotten flesh. If you're in a passive gold farm like this, or if it was a non-passive gold farm, if it's actually players killing the zombified pigmen, then you're actually going to need to have an automatic non-stackable item filter, and that will have to also dispense those items into lava as well, just to make sure that nothing enters this minecart that is not the gold nuggets that you're looking for. Additionally, you're also going to want to look out for gold ingots, because if you have a looting sword, you have a chance of dropping gold ingots whenever a player kills the zombie pigment as well. So you'll have to have a sorter for that, probably sending that over into this one here, but again, it will have to be filtered out before it gets to this system, because if this system picks up the gold ingot, it will not craft any more ingots like that. But yeah, in its simplest form here, I actually had this crafter facing down into the dropper, and then the dropper will actually output the items into this barrel here. This could also be a chest. It doesn't really matter. Basically, I just wanted to showcase that this was a block that you didn't really need to access as a player, because it will automatically be filtered down into these chests here, which can be expanded any which way. But yeah, to go ahead and explain this here, you want your crafter to be set up like this. Your items will be coming from the top here, and to keep up with the speed, it'll be automatically picked up by this minecart hopper and then split into these 3 hoppers here, and then with triple hopper speed, you will get all of your items filtering into here. This will output a signal only when it is full, because in subtract mode here, we've got this composter, and this outputs a signal of 8, which gives this block a signal of 8 as well. Going into the side of this comparator in subtract mode, this means that it'll only trigger whenever this outputs a signal of 1. So that will actually, once this is full, this piston will fire, which will allow this observer to fire 1 time into the dropper here, which will actually both craft this item here, and it'll shoot it from the dropper into the barrel, which then can go on through whatever system you want to get sorted into your main storage or whatever, but this will save you tons and tons and tons of space. I know it's a problem that I have in my hardcore world. I have 4 iron farms right next to each other, and it's a constant pain having to go over there and craft all of them into blocks just to make sure that my items are not overflowing. So I'm really, really excited for this feature to get added to the game. But yeah, back on over here to the gold farm, you can actually see how these work in tandem. You've got the same minecart hopper here going into the 3 hoppers here as well. All of those feed into this crafter, and instead of this crafter pointing downward to then get passed off through a dropper into a sorting system, it'll actually spit the items into this hopper here, which will then filter those items into this. You got the same setup here. This composter is actually in between them now because they can go into both, basically. Both of them are in subtract mode. They will fire independently, and you can kind of see the same thing here. You got the observers facing up or down, depending on who you ask. I feel like the face looking down means that it's facing down, but that's, I don't know. It's just a me thing. Anyway, but yeah, if I go ahead and fire this thing up, we can see how this all works. Basically, I wanted to simulate an accurate representation of how we would see the items coming in from an actual gold farm. So if I go ahead and turn this on, all of these droppers are going to start firing all of the items into this cobwebs to make sure they're center aligned on the blocks. They'll get dropped down onto these sticky pistons and things here, and then they'll get pushed over by our slime block pushers in like 10 minutes after they've gone through that freaking cobweb. And then you can actually see how they'll get sorted through here. All the rotten flesh will be pushed into these filters here and then fired into lava. And then all of the gold nuggets should be caught right in here. And you can see every time it fills up, it automatically crafts that ingot and fires that ingot into this hopper here. And every time this fills up, it'll automatically fire as well, pushing that into this barrel here, and then down through these hoppers and into here. I've been running this farm for a few hours now just to make sure that it's stable. And as long as you're filtering out everything before it gets to my auto compacting setup here, you really shouldn't have any issues. Like I said, if it's a passive gold farm, this is basically all you need. You just need item filters before you get to this system here. But if it is a player killing, like a looting based gold farm, you're actually going to want to have a non-stackable item sorter to grab all the swords and stuff out. Also, occasionally, if there's spawnable spaces for zombies to spawn as a reinforcement mob, that's something you also want to consider. Most of the time, gold farms nowadays are made out of magma blocks. Zombies cannot spawn on magma blocks. But yeah, that's just a couple things to keep in mind about this. It's very, very important that nothing besides what you're trying to compact goes into the system, otherwise it will break. See if I take out some rotten flesh here, and then I accidentally throw it in here. Oh no, rotten flesh got into the system, and now it'll keep this piston extended, and nothing will ever be crafted again. And then eventually you're going to start sending all of your gold nuggets off into the fire. How sad. Terrible. I'm sure there's other designs out there like this one. I'm not going to claim to be the first one to have designed a farm like this. This is just my take on it. I really like the way this came out, how compact it was because it's too wide tileable. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, or, you know, just message me. I'm also on Reddit. I posted this on Reddit as well. But yeah, I'm also on Twitch sometimes over there streaming my hardcore world if you want to go check me out there. Also a tweet. I don't know how to plug social media. I'm not very good at this yet, if you can't tell. But yeah, I appreciate you tuning in. If you did, tell me what you think. Tell me why it sucks or why it doesn't. I appreciate feedback. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.